Me and Show, and we're here to do the same show we did. We're gonna do the same show we did 30 years ago, okay? Remember 30 years ago I did this act? I'm gonna do it again. Let's keep doing it. It's never gonna stop.
And I want to say this about Pixel. They mentioned that the character that Peter Dinklage is playing was actually modeled after the actual Donkey Kong champion, Billy Mitchell. 2018, they took away the championship title from him because of the belief that he was cheating. Pixels just told the future. If you think about it, I look at Pixels as the movie version of Nickelback. Why? Because you go on the internet, everybody hates Nickelback. And then you ask, why? Why do you hate Nickelback? I don't know, because I saw a meme and it was funny. And I think Pixels is that same thing. People have been kind of just like told, it's an Adam Sandler movie, hate it. And like, okay, I hate it. It is a really good like family movie because there's not really much that's bad in it. I think Adam Sandler, he's still Adam Sandler, but he's toned down quite a bit. Kevin James always seems to be like not trying to be funny, but also not nailing the funny really.
The funniest line in the whole movie, and the one that got me laughing, Kevin James is talking to the prime minister, and she goes, my husband said I'm the most beautiful woman he ever saw. And he goes, well, maybe he sees something in you the rest of us don't. That is the rudest, but most clever thing.
So I'm going to sum Pixels up in just one word that's significant towards everything that you ever need to know about Pixels. Fire Blaster. And the reason why I say Fire Blaster, why this is so important to understand what you're going to get out of Pixels by just knowing that word. Of course, I got to give the reference to why. Fire Blaster is the name that the character that Peter Dinklage is playing gives himself. He carries it through the movie, the current day for them, still referring to him as a Fire Blaster. Let's rewind back to the 80s when we would go to arcades. And if somebody came up and they're like, dude, I am the Fire Blaster. Back then, you'd be like, dude, that dude's a freaking Fire Blaster. We got to watch out for him. But now if you go on, you're playing Call of Duty, and somebody's screen name is Fire Blaster, it's going to sound so stupid. That nails what Pixels is doing so well. So it's taking that whole 80s era that was awesome, bringing it to now and showing it's kind of silly, but doing it in a way that makes you feel nostalgic towards that 80s era. It does it so well.
There's a lot of stuff that the movie did do well. They make fun of Geek Squad where he's nerd. Yeah. The whole thing with the love interest. As soon as he met the girl, I'm like, oh my God, they're going to shoehorn another love story in for this guy. Mm-hmm. Why does Adam Sandler have to be falling in love with somebody in every single movie? Can't he just have a movie where like he just doesn't meet anyone? Does the thing the movie wants him to do, and that's it?
There's one Adam Sandler movie that I forgot to mention that's worth recommending, and he actually doesn't do that in that one, technically, and that's Bulletproof.
It's so dumb.
Yeah.
It's comedy so dumb, and then him and her are going back and forth. All of a sudden, they're bringing her down to his level, when it should be the other way around, where she's supposed to be lifting him up to her level, but that's not happening. That's like the bad parts of the movie, but the good parts of the movie was it was enjoyable.
That whole Lady Lisa thing is just, it's creepy.
Yeah. At the end, she gives birth to baby Cubert, because it was Cubert. The only person who does notice was Adam Sandler, and he goes like, did anybody else just notice that was Cubert? And nobody says anything about it. But that kind of sums up a good portion of the movie where it's kind of like, stuff's going to happen, just deal with it.
And I gotta say, the moment I saw Paperboy come down, oh man, Paperboy is like my jam. It raises a question, because they shot the videotape up to space in, I think it was 1982. Paperboy probably didn't come out until the mid-'80s, as well as some of those other games.
They took some liberties, I think.
Yeah.
In the very beginning of the movie, they're at the championships, and there's a banner, and it says Nintendo and Namco. And I'm like, well, Namco was a big company at the time. Nintendo kind of was, but not to get higher billing than Namco. Namco would have got higher billing than Nintendo. Not equal billing, higher billing. They would have Namco in bigger letters above Nintendo's name, because everybody knew Pac-Man and all that, but nobody knew Mario, really. I mean, Donkey Kong just came out. Namco at the time had multiple titles where Nintendo had Donkey Kong, stuff like that. But you're nitpicking. But if you're nitpicking an Adam Sandler movie, you have way too much time on your hand, which apparently I do.
Probably the best way that they had the Pixels destroying the world was through the Tetris blocks. That was done so well, so intelligently.
And what happened to the Duck Hunt dog? That tape was set in 1982. How come they have a Duck Hunt dog?
Exactly.
Duck Hunt is a 1984 light gun video shooter, so there's no way.
It's just kind of a trolling trophy, because everybody everybody knows the Duck Hunt dog, and everybody hates the Duck Hunt dog.
Paperboy Game is from 1985. Both Paperboy and the Duck Hunt dog should technically not be in this movie. Like I said, it was a good movie. I wasn't disappointed that I ended up having to watch it. I went in kicking and screaming, but I was happy at the end.
I'm the pee-pee monster.